very much. Yes, I am a tax accountant, and I have worked in public accounting. And one of the perks of working in public accounting is that, the firm will bring in some food, such as, Krispy Kreme donuts or Bojangles sausage biscuits. It's really nice of them that they do this for all the people doing the tax returns. Well, I know the company means well, but if I have one more Bojangles sausage biscuit, it's not going to be Bo time, it's going to be blow chow time. In some ways, this profession was made for me. I mean, where else can you hide from the sun for months at a time? And you're like a cross between Carrot Top and Casper the Ghost, and you can still make a living. Starting tax season is almost like entering into a horror film. It's kind of like Night of the Living Dead, where everybody's walking around like zombies, up from the ungodly hours. And, the clients are all out for your blood. And pretty soon, April the 15th starts to look a lot like Friday the 13th. And your boss is a hellraiser if you don't turn around those tax returns on time. Anyway, and then there's The Matrix. That's another kind of movie that I feel like I'm in The Matrix. And maybe you all remember Neo when he had to choose between the blue pill or the red pill. And he chose the red pill, and basically he found out, he woke up and he was in this pod and he was attached to a feeding tube. And, he realized he was basically a battery for machines. Well, sometimes I feel like I'm in the Matrix. I'm hooked up to a computer screen for 12 hours a day. Instead of a feeding tube, I've got this endless stream of tax client returns that are streaming out my door that I have to complete. And, instead of being a human battery, I'm basically supplying my boss and the partners with their second home at the beach. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but accountants tend to be a little overweight. It's true. I mean, don't hate me that I don't have a beer belly. Okay, maybe I have a little bit of a wine and cheese wall. But you would be too if you were glued to that computer screen for 12 hours a day for weeks and weeks at a time. Accountants don't have a six-pack, they have a one-pack, and it's filled with fat. We ladies have something called cellulite, and that's when you get the dimples on your thighs. And, if my craters were any deeper, I could play beer pong on them. I got interested in becoming an accountant because I read this book. It was called The Millionaire Next Door. And it really talked a lot about how, the wealthy people were usually the accountants. And, they were driving all the crappy cars, kind of like Sam Walton. So I thought, that's for me. I have a finance background. I think I can do that. So I went and I got some, the accounting classes, and I went and I sat with the CPA exam, busted my butt to pass it under the old rules. And then I went on these, accounting CPA interviews, and I noticed there was a trend. A lot of the partners were male, and a lot of the staff was made up of females. Well, I went through all that work just to find out that I was working in a harem for the man. I knew I was really in trouble when business casual was a belly dancing outfit. I guess, it wouldn't have been that bad if I hadn't have had to feed the men all those damn grapes all the time. Did you know that male accountants don't have penis envy? Yeah. They have 10-key envy. You've all seen it, right? It's risky working in public accounting. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but my boss used to bring in these shoe boxes. And, you know, they were filled with every possible receipt. And they were like 1099s, there were medical receipts, and every possible receipt on the planet. And it was usually given by an older person. And, you know, you had to sort them out in 5 minutes, basically, input them into your software. And that's where that 10-key stub is going to come in really handy. And, you know, they always seem to reek of cigarette smoke. I mean, it's worse than French kissing Dennis Leary. Another risk factor is that accountants' desks are like a bacteria cafeteria. There was this article written by Sean Alfano from CBS News Health. And basically it was comparing teachers and accountants' desks, and accountants' desks are only second to teachers' desks in the highest bacteria count. Well, you know, you could get a nasty case of a flesh-eating disease that would give leprosy a run for its money. And the bacteria count from that shoebox would give you a jack-in-the-box case of E. coli. I don't know, with all these risks, you know, you really could report these to OSHA. And that's on that poster on the way to the employee kitchen that everybody just kind of ignores, you know, because they're so busy grazing after the day-old Krispy Kreme donuts, and all those Bojangles sausage biscuits, and kind of fueling that beer belly some more. You know, there's a lot of talk about the animal hoarders. Do you think that they know anything about that Schedule F farm deduction? I think after tonight I may have to find a new career. Such as bedbug extermination. It's a growth industry. Sure. You know, there's trading in bedbug stocks, and then there, you know, Jim Cramer's going to come out with a new book. It's going to be "Stay Mad for Bedbugs." I mean, bedbugs are in the news all the time now, and you always hear about Ohio. You know, there's all these outbreaks in Ohio, and instead of calling it the Buckeye State, they ought to call it the Suck Dry State. I mean, if you had to stay in an Ohio hotel, you would have to wear a hazmat suit just to stay there. I mean, what is it about that state? Do you know the difference between male bedbugs and female bedbugs? Well, the males don't have beer bellies, they have blood bellies. I recently went to visit my family in upstate New York. And, you know, I went through and saw some beautiful lake areas, and we saw wineries, and we stayed in a college town. And, you know, we noticed something that we've seen a lot when we go up there. Men with ponytails. It always seems to be the men that, you know, they have the gray hair and it's kind of stringy. You know the hardest thing about these men having a ponytail is keeping those 5 hairs held together. You know, my mother is kind of a neat freak. We went, you know, we stopped to visit her this time, and she's this real neat freak, and she recently had some hip surgery, and she's been in hip rehab, and it's really sad. She's been attending the AA meetings for people who are anal and type A. And it just doesn't compute. My mother, she's just so neat, but she's obsessive compulsive. But then she'll leave these open cans of cat food in her kitchen cupboard, and anything else that needs to be refrigerated after opening seems to be in that cupboard. And then her cat is walking all over the kitchen counter, and she lets the cat eat off the kitchen counter. And, you know, she's not really big into cooking anymore, so, you know, you're kind of wondering what's on the menu tonight. Fancy feast, food poisoning, and a good case of roundworms. Whenever I used to interview for CPA firms, my dad would give me some advice. And he's this retired dentist and naval commander. And some of the things that he says are somewhat dinosaurish. For example, he was saying to me, maybe in interviews you ought to smile more. And I said, Dad, yeah, that must be the reason why I wasn't selected for the CPA version of the Mad Men show. Oh, and I should have worn that belly dancing outfit too. Having a mother-in-law over is kind of like having bed bugs. She can really drive you crazy. She'll suck the life out of you. It seems like forever to get rid of her. And oh, she loves to get between you and your husband in bed.